Hi everyone. Today I've had a bit of a me day. I've also spent a lot of time trying to fix yesterday's video, but that's okay, that's part and parcel. So you probably noticed my hair's got lots of good colour in it. You'll see that a bit later in the video, perhaps have a bit of a laugh. But I wanted to let you know where I'm coming from. So what is Wendy all about? What is Gwendolyn Farms all about? So most of my impetus happened when Wayne was diagnosed with terminal cancer. We had our dream farm, we had 5 acres, we ended up having cows and chickens, we had a pig, the dogs and the cats, and Wayne got sicker and sicker and less mobile, and I was his carer. And it's exhausting, and you put your emotions on the back burner trying to navigate, the palliative care, the medications, the chemo regimens, when to have steroids and when not to have steroids, the pain, the fear, and fear in both of you. I mean, I wasn't dying, but by the same tokens, we all had cancer. You know, it was eroding the fabric of our lives. And so, like you saw in yesterday's video, I started a daily gratitude because I got into a black place that I didn't want to get out of. I spent 3 days in bed crying, just didn't want to get out, and I knew that wasn't healthy for me. I knew it wasn't going to give me a life. So someone suggested to me to do a daily gratitude, and I did that. And slowly but surely I actually started to recognise that there was still beauty in the world, that even though I was in a really awful place in my life, that the beauty in the world still existed. I just had to take the time to see it. And so I picked out something little every day, even getting new glasses. I could have complained about having poor eyesight, but no, I was reading a book, and I had my new glasses on, and a mosquito came and landed on the pages of the book, and I could see its stripes. Mosquitoes have stripes, who knew? And I was grateful that I was actually able to see that, not complaining that I had to wear glasses, but grateful that I actually had the opportunity to see something that I couldn't see before. That noise of paws is the dogs, as you can guess. So from there, I thought, okay, well, I have to be able to help myself. I have to be able to pick myself up by the bootstraps. Everyone can give me all the help and support that they want, but unless I want to actually pick myself up by the bootstraps, it's not going to happen. And so that's why I posted the gratitude yesterday about the lady. She was in her 90s, and she had every right to be bitter and angry and entitled. And yet she was the opposite of all of those things. She was fierce. She was frail. She was softly spoken, but she was fierce. There was a determination in her that if I had half of, heaven help me, I'll be unstoppable. And so I bought this house. It was the only house I could afford, and it had a big enough yard for the dogs, but it was a renovator. We had a builder go through it, and he listed 17 pages of what needed fixing on it, from the roof to the plumbing to the electrics to the flooring, everything. So maybe in the next video I'll show you what the fence was like. It was amazing. I wish I'd taken some video of the fence on the side. It was probably 40% fence, and the other 60% was just made up of stuff they could plug the fence with. So it had a Shep pallet that was held in place by a no standing sign. I still have the no standing sign. I'm tempted to paint it and plant it somewhere in the yard. 3 mattresses occy strapped to the fence. One of them was burnt to a crisp, because that's what you attach to a fence to make it a solid fence. It had a fridge door. It had the mesh from the back of a fridge. Clearly the fridge didn't work anymore and they thought they'd use the parts from it. But the piece de resistance was, you know, the banners they have across the roads at festivals and those sorts of things. Well, this banner said Avalon Airport, and it was probably covering a third of the fence. It was huge. And I looked at it and I thought, what goes through a person's mind that as they're driving past a huge, great big banner, that would be good to go on a fence? However, they did. So that was the first thing that we did, because the dogs could just get through that and I didn't want them roaming the neighbourhood. And then things just kept on getting better. You know, you do meet life struggles, but things do get better, you know. So even if you are in the depths of despair, even if you think things are desperate, that's just what's happening now. So please don't make a permanent decision for a temporary problem. So the rest of this journey, so I've always wanted to be a farmer. I love being out in the open spaces, on land, planting things, growing things, animals. And I thought, you know what, I could spend out my days, you know, living in this suburban house and, you know, just being, but I wouldn't be happy. And to me, that's the aim of the game. The aim of the game is to be happy. You know, put a smile on your face, but don't take it from someone else, because then it's not your smile. And be happy. You know, and I thought, if I'm going to spend the rest of my days in a suburban house, I'm not going to truly be happy. So I have to put things in, I have to put my money where my mouth is. And I have to try my level best to make this farm dream happen. So Tasmania, here we come. Thanks for watching. So here's the little snippet. The girls in our family start going grey at 13. So you buy a box, you put it on your hair, you look like the monster from the Blue Lagoon, but then it turns out all right. Again, thanks so much for watching.